Hi guys, Trinity here today. Somebody had asked if I could do a video on the Tarot of Opposites, a little more about some of the cards. I did a video about a month ago on this deck, just pretty much describing some of the cards, maybe taking some of the guesswork out of it for some of you, hopefully. That's my goal, to help you as much as I can, because we should all share our knowledge and knowledge of the cards as much as we can. That's what I feel anyway. So what I really wanted to start with today is, first of all, all of our decks come with these little books, and each book is different, just like each deck is different. So while we could pick up, I could go out and get a regular tarot deck that has similar, it's very close to the Rider-Waite, and then just read this book for it if I lost the book for the new deck, and it would be very generalized, but it would be close to the meanings of what those cards were, because it would be close to a clone. But cards like these, are very, very different. So you want to definitely take the time to scroll through this, okay? I don't want to really go through it. I'll do like maybe a couple of cards out of here just to show you what they were kind of going for with the pictures. But generally, something very simple is best, Anyway, let's look at these cards, okay? So, tarot is a great form of divination. But what you really, really need, what everybody needs, is to find what works for them, okay? You find the tarot deck that works for you, and that's what you use until you're comfortable grabbing new fancy decks. So this is a Rider-Waite, okay? And with this deck, it's very basic, yet very easy to understand. If you look at the cards and you really pay attention to your pictures, you will understand what the image is supposed to be representing for us. What message lies in these cards? How can they help us understand the situation? What secrets do they hold for us to maybe decode? Okay, so what am I getting at? I'm getting at these are pleasantly understandable for most. Then we slide over to the Tarot of Oppositions. And we try to understand what is going on in the picture. Now, I will admit myself that some of these can be very confusing, while some can be very easily understood. For example, have a look at the Two of Pentacles, okay? When I look at this card, I see a very basic interpretation of a tarot card with the meaning of the Two of Pentacles. There's a guy here. Another thing I wanted to point out to you about this deck that I noticed over time, because this was very confusing at first, okay? I was a little stumped. If you notice in this top picture, he's only got one pentacle on his foot. And I was like, what is going on here? And then when I flip the card, there's the other pentacle. So they're combining with the two images one number, because they don't want to confuse you more. They don't want to put two pentacles here and two pentacles here. I guess they thought it might be confusing. So they kept it with the amount to each card representative as the card of the card as a whole with the number. Okay, so don't get confused with that. But here, clearly he's balancing well. He's got his stuff together. He can handle himself. He's partially handle himself. Physically he can do the journey physically, but can he do it mentally, emotionally, and what comes along with it? Here, he's not ready. He's still falling. He's not able to balance himself enough yet. He shouldn't leave the castle yet. Okay, so that's an example of where I think that they were going. Like take, this one's the Nine of Pentacles. Now, for me, this card would look like the Ten of Pentacles. I would get very confused. Not because of the amount of coins. I wouldn't be looking at that immediately. I would see the couple and I would think the Lovers, the Two of Cups, I would have to definitely look at what it says. Okay? So this can be a little bit confusing because if this is supposed to be the Nine of Pentacles, this is getting everything you want, but it's showing money and a couple. And I guess this is representative of their home. But, okay, this is a different way to look at the Nine of Pentacles. Then you flip it around. And it's like the Nine of Pentacles is losing everything. Okay? So I do enjoy that they kind of make it a little more comprehensive than, like, say, the vice versa tarot. Okay? So, well, actually, let me do this first for you. I want to read you something short, really quick. I won't make it long, I promise. Okay? So it talks about the card, the Hanged Man, which is in this pile somewhere, but rather than dig it out and make this longer, let's just go to the card itself. In itself, the Hangman on the Tarot of Oppositions book I'm reading from, okay, it says someone has been hanged, obviously, who condemned this person, who attached him to a tree. Are you sure you didn't choose to be there because of your own deeds? Always rejoice in the moments of pause, reflection. Basically, it's talking about reflecting and understanding what it means to take a step back in your life sometimes and really comprehend what's going on around you before you pass judgment, or before you take a step forward, maybe jump to a situation you didn't anticipate. Another thing I liked about these cards is if you look at the backs of them real close, you'll see the one moon is light and the other moon is dark. And if you flip it around, if the dark side of the moon is up, then it's the negative side of the card, or less fortunate side. And this is the happy, light, and love side. But let's take a look at this card, for example. Now, some of these cards, you have to really look at the card to see what card it is. And they write it on the side here. And they made the edges black so you could read the words. They have it on the top and on the bottom. So it's next to the picture, and it lets you know what is the picture supposed to be of. Well, this is the Ten of Pentacles. They're happy. They have their castle. They have each other. They have money. They are sitting well off and have everything they want and could possibly need. Now we have a little bit of a different turn. Our star is like kind of off balance or upside down or to the side. Over here, these two are clearly not happy. They're not even looking at each other. They're looking back at what they seem to have lost or what they're losing. They're not away from the front doors yet and walking away with the castle behind them. So they didn't lose it yet, but they are. Okay. And it's a different scene. There's no flowers. It's like everything wilted away. You see all the like dead reeds and all that. But when you flip it over, this is all beautiful. So it's the Tower of Oppositions is what it sounds like. It is, you know, the opposite of whatever the card represents to begin with in a happy sense. So this one says the Five of Pentacles. Now the Five of Pentacles, I've seen different pictures of it, but generally, yes, it's somebody who is kind of going without. Doesn't mean completely poor, destitute, or homeless, but going without certain things that you're used to having. Feeling alone, either with somebody else where you two are hitting a rough patch in life itself, not necessarily with the relationship, or where you're alone and you're doing it alone and you feel alone. The opposite. Now, the opposite way is taking things to a different level, refusing all help, pushing yourself away from the world, whatever, trying to withdraw. That's the word I was looking for. Withdrawing from everything and everyone. Okay? So, not that this card is like a fantastic card, but this is a card of, you know, when it's this way, help's available to you and you just don't see it. You know, when it's this way, you're withdrawing and staying away from it altogether. Okay? Now, again, guys, I'm going to have to do this in parts. So just please understand, I will try to keep making videos for you guys, but I have to do it in parts because, you know, it's the way it's got to be. Okay. So in this one, I'm sorry, I actually have it upside down. Okay, so we know this is strength. And here, this card depicts a girl who has a friend in this lion. And the lion to her is her, it's like it's part of her. It's part of her personality. It's her courage, her honor, her strength, inner strength, her knowledge. It's everything that she trusts and trusts her. Okay? She is not worried about picking a bug out of the lion's mouth and him biting her. She's confident. She knows what she's doing. She gets her ducks in order. Here, she can't get her hand out of the lion's mouth because she doesn't have control of everything, wasn't confident, wasn't in touch with herself, wasn't reaching for the right goals and the right things in her life. Okay. Now this one, some of these cards are a little strange. We got the Three of Pentacles here. Now, generally when you see the Three of Pentacles, it's depicted as three people, and there's like three coins that are there, and they're looking at it in like a museum. Okay, and that means working together, working as a team. I'm having a little trouble seeing that here, but it is supposed to be about hard work and teamwork and whatnot. Here, it's showing everything just disintegrating and falling down around it looks like the person is gone. Like the teamwork is just shattered. Like everything just broke and busted apart. You know, like it never worked itself out. Things didn't work. So here, this one was kind of strange to me. So the Six of Pentacles is generally about giving and taking. So I guess the way they did it here is they used 6 pentacles across the whole card. And here they made it look like flowers blooming. Like this is having money. It's growing on trees, right? It's growing on the ground. It's growing from vines. You have it. You're perfectly content with everything that you have and own. Here, the vines are dying. They're pulling away. There's nothing. Oh, I'm sorry. There's no vines left there. I'm sorry. That's a lizard's tail. I just noticed that. There's a lizard crawling across it, and it's in dry dirt and stones, and it's like the last of your money. It's like not looking good here. So this is like being pulled away, and this is like being given. Okay? But that's all I'm going to do for today, guys. I know I didn't do that many cards, and I apologize for that. But trying to do this on a little crunch bit of time I have, and I will try to do another one as soon as possible for you. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. You guys are great. Thank you. And I will get back to you soon. Stay tuned for more videos. Bye.